when Dave Chappelle said the internet is not a real place, that hurt some people's feelings so badly because to them the internet is a real place.
Facts.
And it's the only place where they have any importance.
Let's talk Lizzo, man.
Really?
Yeah, she said she's threatening to quit music.
Who cares?
For what?
Over a tweet?
Good. No, I'm just kidding. Was it threatening to quit music or social media?
Quit music, period.
See, this is before you even get started. We've pretty much addressed a lot of this. Jay Moore has talked about how her name is probably unbecoming if you don't want to be shamed.
Yeah.
You should probably focus on the music.
Yeah, like when your social media is all Lizzo be eating.
Yeah, I mean it kind of messes things up. But
should the focus be more on her saying that she's going to quit music, or should the focus be on the fact that somebody made the tweet?
Let's look.
I mean, she's in the world of entertainment, so she signed up for the people on Twitter that are going to upset her. So there's probably a filter.
Yeah.
That has a whole lot of that stuff in it that she's just going to have to filter out and go on about her business. So
as a creative, we all know that once you put your art out, you're subject to what comes with that, whether it's support, whether it's ridicule, hate, whether it's whatever. So you're saying if that's the case, you have to live with the results once you put your art and your content or whatever it is out there.
Yes.
You have to live with the results. Be a part of.
No matter how, what's the word I'm looking for? No matter how, what am I looking for, Lone?
Negative.
There we go. Thank you.
Demeaning.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have to live with it.
You still have to, right?
Yeah, you have to live with it. It doesn't mean that you have to accept it. It doesn't mean that you okay. If you want to quit music over body shaming tweets, Lizzo, you can do that. People are still going to body shame you. Whether you because that's not the root of it. It's people are body shaming her because she's doing music and she's a big girl and she promotes that.
And she promotes being
and so
being overweight is part of her shtick, for lack of a better term.
It is. So it's like, is it going to go away if she stops making music? Like, is this like a threat that's going to like hurt somebody that's making fun of her anyways? No, it's just going to hurt her fans. So I don't know. I don't really see.
That's a good
look
point
at what
right
this
there.
is. This is funny to me. So she says, it's really starting to make me hate the world. Now I left a little bit out, but she goes, if someone commented, said, I eat lots of fast food. And then in caps, she says, I literally stopped eating fast food years ago. But that's fine. That's fine that you stopped eating fast food.
Right.
But your handle is Lizzo be eating.
I don't think that's nerve enough for somebody to go out and like fat shame her, though. Or
no, it's
like
not.
That.
No, I'm not taking up for that. I mean, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But she's literally talking about someone saying
like
that she eats food.
Yeah.
And her name involves the term or act of eating food.
Yeah, right. More food, which is associated with
being big.
Whether it being fast food or whether it being granola bars or vegetables.
But
look,
SpongeBob.
Look, let's just keep it 100.
SpongeBob.
Let's just keep it 100. Like, you know how many? Like, you know who we never fat shamed. And I mentioned Adele last time. Now, society, there have been some things where they did, but it wasn't an overarching theme. We didn't fat shame Jasmine Sullivan when she was bigger. It wasn't a thing where we were always talking about Jill Scott's weight. Well, in fact, Jill Scott is a sex symbol in our community. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody ever said nothing bad about her.
Hell no, they haven't. If you say, okay, I'm going to stop putting out music because of the fat shaming, all you're doing is giving your haters a win. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody who could look. There are people who in our comments refer to me as dude in the hockey jerseys.
Right.
If that was something that
I'm white dude.
Yeah. If that's something that hurt me internally,
right,
I could either stop being on the show, stop wearing hockey jerseys, or let it roll off my back and keep it moving.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Lone makes a very good point about. It only hurts the fan.
It only hurts the people who already care
that
about
rock
you
with you. Yeah.
and actually embrace your art.
That's a damn good point.
You know,
that's a good point.
And like I said, even the times we've talked about Lizzo, we've never once really talked about her weight. We talked about her being tacky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never been about the talent.
It's never been about her talent.
Because she's not even a bad looking woman.
Facts.
At all.
We've said, hey, you know what? I've said I wish. You know, like at one point, I didn't know that she had the cosign from Prince and that she could play 11 instruments because her whole thing is getting out here in clothes that are too small and talking about how much she likes to eat. That's not something I would sell.
You cannot fashion shame.
Look.
Stop it.
I don't know.
I used to stop it like
Yeah, I can. Anyway, I'm just saying that, like, you know, I think for all of her talent, for her to have, look, you know, when your handle is Lizzo be eating.
If you're gonna lean into it, you gotta really
embrace it.
Embrace it.
Obviously, you're not as secure in what you're saying as you put out there to be.
No, and that's okay. You know, a lot of us fake it until we
change.
You know, until we can get better. So
because a lot of people be body positive, and then when they show up and they lost 65 pounds,
right?
You know, they were like, well, I wasn't really happy that being that big.
I mean, Lizzo's not gonna win. Like even if Lizzo wasn't as secure as she says that she is about her weight and everything like that. If she lost weight, she would get the criticism just like Adele got.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh,
that's a good point." That's a good point.
All these big girls like, "How are you going to leave the tribe?"
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, and even if Lizzo said, "I wanted to keep on my toes," that's why I left. You know, there'd be somebody who'd be like, "It's just not fair. You encouraged us to be body positive this whole time, and here you are now, a size 6'8".
Yeah,
isn't this kind of a snapshot of where we are, just like in society as a whole, in terms of being reactionary to everything that happens? Everybody has a reaction, and everybody is being bullied, shamed, or I feel like this is the perfect snapshot of where we are. Is that what it is?
Soft.
This is really it. Like, this shows it's on full display. This whole concept is.
Everybody says, "I don't care. I don't give a F," this, that, and the third, and nobody actually does. Everybody cares, and not only do they care way too much.
No, for sure. I'm a perfect example. I say I don't care all the time, and I really don't care about most things. But I do care about criticism a little bit too much. And I always have, and it just annoys me. I think it annoys me more than anything.
But you do accept it as being a person that's a quote unquote public figure or creative.
At the same time, like I'm putting myself in this position to be criticized.
Facts.
So it's just going to come. Does it affect me? Yeah, it affects me. It affects me all the time. Some days more than others. Some days I can see a handful of comments and it doesn't bother me at all.
Right.
And then maybe another day, like I'm going through other things and it just stacks it on top of it. I'm just like, man, if you don't go somewhere, like, it's just like, so it just depends on it. And when you're in the spotlight, Lizzo's way more in the spotlight than we are, or I am, or anything like that.
Sure.
Man, it's we're all human. We all have sensitivities about things. And if you put a little bit too much into that cup, then, you're going to be affected by it. And I think there's a level of vulnerability that if you allow yourself to be vulnerable, sometimes people will take advantage of it. And, it's just what it is, like she can put herself out here as trying to be this body positive person, but if she's not really super body, even maybe she is, maybe it's just overwhelming sometimes. Maybe it's not even about that. Maybe it's just like, it was just a bad day.
You can catch somebody on a bad day.
Could be cumulative. Like, it's just,
it gets to me. Like, stuff like that does get to me, and it does annoy me. Like, it annoys me more than anything, and then it pisses me off, and then it's just like, all right, cool, whatever.
Look, when Nicki Minaj's fans decided to come at me and like they left under one of my Instagram posts that they wish they're glad my cat was dead. Yeah. That probably affected me more than anything else they said. Just because I was like, man, how are you gonna say that about my little kitty cat that died of cancer? And it was just a thing.
I ain't even mad at that.
But it's just like, if I really, I see these kids, we talk about cyberbullying. We joke about it. But, everybody's not strong like that to where they might see something and really internalize them, and it really sends them to another place.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, man, if it bothers you, say, don't be afraid to say it bothers you. But at the same time, like, I don't want to say that you're setting yourself up for failure by having all your social media handles be Lizzo be eating, but you're kind of setting yourself up for failure.
This is kind of like a broken record too, because right before she released her last album, she kind of did the same thing when that single wasn't doing what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, the one with Cardi B that nobody was checking for.
Right. And so you got what you wanted. You're an entertainer. You made it. Yeah. You're very successful.
They give you every award that you're up for, whether you deserve it or not.
So it might just be one of them things you're going to have to.
You got to take the good
grin and bear it.
Yeah.
Because look, this is the thing. If you're going to put yourself out in public, You understand? You're never, if you don't ever believe you're as good as they say you are, but you certainly can never believe you're as bad as they say you are.
No,
you got to keep it on a level and keep real people around you who care about you, or else this whole thing will, this is why people who you feel like have everything wind up killing themselves, because they don't keep enough real people around them. And you, like I said, you can get so high and then they'll drag you down so low. And then you look up, it was like, why does that person who have everything decide they didn't want to be here anymore?
Because you were around a bunch of yes men that are only there for the ride.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can dig it.
Do better.
Indeed.
Do better and keep real folks. And honestly, sometimes you got to put the phone down, fam.
Yeah, you got to.
Put the phone down, because the mentions will have you thinking you are the worst person in the world for either, just being who you are.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
Because I'm one of the few people, like, I enjoy when people get talking crazy in our mentions. But,
I know people that fully embrace it. Like, they look forward to it.
But I tell some people, you got to turn this. You have to unplug and realize that, look, when Dave Chappelle said the internet is not a real place,
right,
that hurt some people's feelings so badly, because to them, the internet is a real place.
Facts.
And it's the only place where they have any importance.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the only place where anybody cares about the things that they have to say. So that should have been a lesson for everybody when Dave Chappelle said, hey, the internet is not a real place. There are some people whose world was shattered when he said that.
Yeah.